You need to be able to adapt and shift with today's housing market in order to come out on top. You've been told mortgage rates are around 6.5%, but once you pull back the curtain, you'll be surprised that there's a different number underneath. This is the reality of today's uncertain interest rate market. Home buyers are no longer just accepting the rate. They're negotiating how the payment works. And once you have a grasp and an understanding of how that can be accomplished, it can completely change how you look at buying a home right now. Here's a misconception that most people's thoughts tend to follow. Rates are high, that's out of my control, so I should just wait. And on the surface, that makes sense. If the rates you're being quoted are around 6.5%, why would you jump in now? But here's a reality that most people are missing. The rate that you qualify for is fixed. However, you have the opportunity to be flexible with how your final interest rate impacts your payment. Let me say that in another way. The rate is the headline, but the payment is the strategy. Two buyers can walk into the same house, get quoted the same interest rate, and walk out with a completely different monthly payment. That's the part behind the scenes that nobody seems to be talking about. Let me show you what I mean by this and what is really possible behind the scenes. Something I know I've been informing prospective homeowners about is the fact that seller credits are quietly being utilized everywhere. What this means is that instead of lowering prices, sellers are doing something different. They're offering credits. Now that might look like $5,000, $10,000, sometimes even more. And that money can be used to cover closing costs, reduce your upfront cash needed at closing, or improve your overall loan structure. Here's the key insight. It's often easier for a seller to give you money rather than lowering their price. Now, why is that? Because lowering the price affects appraisals, comparable sales, future neighborhood values. And here's the thing, credits, they don't. And this is happening more than most buyers even realize. Now here's something that might be even less well known about these seller credits and what they can be utilized for. Some buyers are taking those credits from the seller and using them to permanently lower their interest rate. Nothing temporary, not for a year or two, but for the life of their loan. This is what I meant at the beginning. That's why I'm saying that the number you see initially isn't always the number that matters. With enough credits and the right structure behind them, buyers have the capacity of getting to the interest rate that fits within their comfort zone. People might not even realize that they have the capacity to control their interest rate and get themselves right back into the game. Now, I wouldn't be me if I didn't take a moment to provide the other side of the possibility, because this is going to be important to hear. While this is a possibility, this is not always the best move. Now, it's going to depend on whether there are better utilization for the funds from those credits, exactly how much the rate, and more importantly, your payment can improve. And one big one revolves around exactly how long you're planning to stay in the home that you're buying. But it is an option, and it's part of how buyers are reshaping their payments today. This sort of payment engineering with the structure of the deal is where things can really start to shift for you. Because as you're aware, your payment is going to be influenced by more than just your rate. The amount of your loan or the amount of your down payment can have a larger impact than just the rate alone sometimes. Other factors like the structure of your mortgage insurance, better utilization of the seller contributions also need to be considered. Even the type of loan you're choosing, along with the loan terms, have significant impacts on your structured payment each month. Because the truth is that two buyers can have the same rate, but have completely different payments based upon how they structured all those items I just listed above. And this isn't just a theory. This is something that's happening every day. These possibilities to structure your deal or negotiate have always been available to you. So why in today's landscape are we seeing such a drastic change in the approach buyers are taking with the offers they are willing to make? Well, it's because of this one simple reality. Sellers, they still want their strong prices, while buyers are needing to focus on their monthly payment affordability, and higher rates have only created more friction between those two parties. So rather than expected collapse in home prices in the Midwest markets, the market and its consumers have adapted. In a way, the approach has been shifted. Sellers protect their price while buyers negotiate their payment. And the middle ground is where we find the all-important structure of the deal and the financing. Now, to put this simply, the market didn't solve affordability. It's just adjusted how buyers get into their homes. Now, here's what most people won't tell you, and it's extremely important that you grasp onto this, because this is where good decisions and bad ones get made. So those credits are not free money. A $10,000 seller credit, it didn't just appear. It's part of the negotiation. It may be built into the purchase price, the overall deal structure. So you have to take a step back, dig into the give and take of the options so you can look at the whole picture, not just the credit. When you have the opportunity to utilize the impact of a seller credit, the impulse might be to utilize it to lower your interest rate as much as it will allow. But when it comes down to a scenario like this, your rate versus your timeline absolutely matters. Now, sure, lowering your rate sounds great, but what if you're only planning on staying in the home for 2 to 3 years? And if that's the case, you may not recover the cost of that decision. It could probably make a lot more sense to use the credit to cover your closing costs, which in turn keeps that $4,000 that you worked so hard saving up for in your account. Now, in scenarios like that one, not every lower payment is a better strategy. I'll always advocate for focusing on your monthly payment comfort zone rather than obsessing over the interest rate. This is the big one, and especially right now. Buyers will get fixated on what rate am I getting? But the better question is, does this payment make sense for my life? Again, a lower rate doesn't always mean a better decision. And I'll say this now, I don't structure loans to look good on paper. I will structure them to make sense for your long-term financial future. Let's illustrate how this approach can impact a buyer's pockets from an overall cost and a monthly payment standpoint. So a set of buyers, depending on how they structure their deal, could walk away from their loan closing with different outcomes. Let's say, for instance, both buyers are looking to make an offer on a $350,000 home. Buyer A has either not asked for seller credits or has agreed to no seller credits in their purchase offer. As a result, then buyer A is paying full closing costs and will fit into a more standard loan structure with a higher monthly payment and more cash out of pocket. Whereas buyer B works with their realtor to negotiate a $10,000 seller credit. They then utilize the additional $10,000 to offset costs and improve their structure. Buyer B's closing costs are lessened by $5,000, thus keeping that amount in the buyer's account. The remaining $5,000 goes towards lessening their interest rate by 1/4 point and provides them with a more comfortable monthly payment by saving them almost $60 each month. Here you can see, same house, same starting interest rate, but a completely different outcome. And that's what most buyers are missing. Mortgage rates haven't dropped dramatically so far this year, but the way people are buying homes certainly has. The rate you see at first, that's just the starting point. What actually matters is how the deal gets structured. So if you want help finding out what this looks like for your situation, drop your information below. I'll walk you through what your payment could actually look like and not just what the headlines are telling you.